What started off as a stupid way to hide my face on the internet has now become the biggest part of my life. And I'm not gonna lie, I never expected any of this to happen. That's it. No master plan, just me, my phone, and an unhealthy obsession with cars. Before all this started, I was working hard trying to build a respectable career, working long days and driving for hours on end, trying to figure out some sort of purpose. But somewhere between all those hours on the road, I became obsessed with cars. Not necessarily supercars, but the cars that don't make sense, the cars that mean everything to the people that own them. And eventually I would start filming these stupid videos yelling at cars in this silly voice that I would put on. I used to just send them to my mates until one day I decided to stitch them together into a little compilation and I uploaded it to TikTok. And for some reason, you guys loved it. 10,000 views became 100,000 views, became 1,000,000 views. And before I knew it, this little thing that I started off as a joke was slowly becoming the biggest part of my life. But there was a problem. At the time, I was already starting to lose clients for the car that I drove. Not because I was driving like an idiot, not because I was breaking laws, but because driving modified cars looked unprofessional. And I remember thinking, if my clients could connect me to these videos, I could lose everything that I've worked for. So when I hit 100K followers on TikTok, I decided that I wanted to finally get in front of the camera, but I had to hide my face. And at first, it was just a black balaclava and some sunnies that I had laying around, and I hated it. I just looked like an actual criminal. So I went online looking for something a little less threatening and stumbled upon a bright green ski mask. And the second I put it on, everything changed. The green mask became recognizable, then iconic, and then somehow became my entire identity. And before I knew it, the character had completely taken over my life. Now this all sounds great, right? But what a lot of people don't know is that in Australia, virality doesn't necessarily pay the bills. Millions of views doesn't automatically mean money in Australia because even to today, there's no creator funds on the big platforms like TikTok or Instagram. So for a while, this had to stay as a passion project and the mask became my escape plan. And this safety net became addictive because the bigger the channel got, the more pressure that came with it. But then YouTube changed everything. About a year ago, I stopped chasing the viral clips and millions of views and actually started to build cars and tell a story. Not long after, I made one of the best decisions for the channel and dropped the voice for long form content because it started to become unbearable to edit these videos, and no doubt the voice got pretty old after about 60 seconds. So the voice became something that just kind of came and went. But for the most part, I started showing a little less of the character and a bit more of myself. I started building this collection of green cars, and for the first time, this stopped feeling like a gimmick and more like the purpose that I've been looking for. So I went all in. I moved across the country to be closer to other creators, bigger events, a bigger car scene. I signed a risky commercial lease to set up this studio workshop with another creator, Yorak, who you may have seen in some of my other videos. And I pretty well spent everything I had trying to make this work. And it wasn't long after that I realized something. The mask that had helped build this channel was now the thing that was holding us back. Because the bigger the following became, the harder it got to hide my face. I couldn't go anywhere with my cars because of the risk of someone getting a photo of me, but then I also couldn't drive around with the ski mask without attracting attention from police. Every fuel stop, every event, every video, every time I drove my cars. It's been just over a year now since I moved away from my family, my friends, and everything I knew. And it's gotten to the point now where this mask has more control over my life than I do. It makes it hard to connect with new people in this new big city. It makes it impossible to actually enjoy the cars that I've worked so hard to build. And the pressure of having to constantly hide my face everywhere I went with everything I did meant that I stopped enjoying all of this. And that scared the fuck out of me. Because this was supposed to be the dream that I sacrificed everything to make work. I don't want these videos to feel scripted. I want to build things. I want to learn things. I actually want to mess up. I want to build the loudest, the most unforgettable collection of green cars without having to worry about hiding my face for a career that I've now left behind. And of course, I want to share all of that with you lot. The things that I've wanted to share with you guys but haven't been able to because of the need to wear this is ridiculous. And how am I supposed to build trust with an audience that don't even know who I am? This is supposed to be a journey that I share with you guys, not one that I hide. I just want to be able to take my cars out without having to worry about someone taking a photo of me. Oh, and I don't know if you guys have tried working on your car while wearing a ski mask. The heat, the itchiness, it's just logistically, this does not work. I'm trapped in this concrete box. It's just, this sucks. I just want to be free. So this is it, the point of no return. No more safety net. Oh, you guys actually thought I was going to do a face reveal? Are you serious? How dumb do you think I am? Guys, 1 million subscribers. Wait, is that actually him? Yes, I regret to inform you that I do in fact have a face. G'day, my name's Spotto and it is great to finally meet you all. Now before everyone loses their mind, relax, the mask is still here. It'll still come and go just like the original voice, especially for YouTube Shorts, TikTok and Reels. But for the people screaming in the comments right now, oh, it's not the same. The mask was the best bit. No, that's it. I'm unsubscribing. Good, because if a green bit of fabric was the only reason you watched my videos, then you were never really here for the cars, the content, the story, or any of the fun stuff. You were only here for the hook, and you know exactly where that unsubscribe button is. Everything stays green. I'm gonna be rocking the Bally rolled up into a beanie for the moment. More on that in a sec. And of course, I'm not taking off the 2 Savage icon hazards. Code Spotto gets you 10% off. Go check out the range. The link is in the description. But seriously, I've already filmed a couple of videos like this without the mask, and man, does it feel good. I almost forgot what fresh air felt like. I am really keen to actually be able to work on these buckets, drive them around, and hopefully stop freaking out old people in public. You know, this whole identity thing only started so that I didn't lose my old job, but now, because of you lot, this is my job. So seriously, I could not be more grateful to every single one of you that tune in and watch these dumbass videos. Also, hear me out for a sec. I'm due for a new mask anyway. So this mask, yes, the actual mask that I've just done the big reveal in, will actually be going to one of you that pre-order one of the new official neon green Spotto beanies that I'll be wearing in the videos once they arrive. Yes, you lot have been asking for them for a long time and I figured this is the perfect time to drop them. So if you want to go check them out, I'll leave a link to the pre-order in the description. So get in quick because I'm really keen to see how much this thing goes for on eBay. Anyway, now that we're here, I should probably tell you a little bit more about the actual me. Now, I was born at a very young age. You know, at one point, I couldn't even walk or talk. Very inspirational, I know. But growing up, I was actually a bit of a nerd. Long before cars ever entered the picture, I was obsessed with making videos. Like, I spent most of my days behind a computer, making memes, editing videos, and teaching myself how to use Photoshop in class instead of actually paying attention. Like back then, my dream job was to become a professional videographer, a video editor, or something like that. Cars were never actually really the plan. Now, my old man was a mechanical engineer, and growing up, I knew that he wanted me to follow some sort of similar career path. But me and school didn't exactly get along. Towards the end of it, my grades were failing, I had no interest in going to uni, and I had the attention span of a goldfish. Still do. But you know what's funny? My mum recently told me over the phone that growing up, my dad was actually worried that I would never show an interest in cars. Be careful what you wish for, old man, because look at me now. Somewhere between all those long hours on the road working at my old job, I completely fell in love with cars. The sounds, the feeling, the way that they work, everything about them, except when they don't work. And now, from the other side of Australia, because of you guys, we have created some of the most recognizable cars in the country. And you know, none of this started with money, a handout, or some sort of industry connection. In fact, I didn't and still don't have any idea what I'm doing. This all happened because you guys watch these videos. And now that I don't have to cook under this mask, I gotta set the bar high and make my old man proud. I need to learn how to actually build these cars and not just cut the mufflers off and call it a day. You know, I wanna push myself mechanically and creatively, and of course, keep entertaining you guys while you eat your dinner or avoid doing the things you should probably be doing right now. I want to do crazier builds. I want to tell better stories. And maybe one day, all of this lets me move back home and build cars with my old man. So genuinely, to every single one of you who have watched the videos, dropped the comment, shared the videos around, checked out the sponsors, and especially copped some merch, thank you. Like, seriously, thank you. A big shout out to Mum. She reads all the comments, so don't be nasty. Thanks again to everyone who subscribed and got us to the big 1 million. I've got one more really important thing before I go.